Hi guys, Stan here for Blast Guru. Hey listen, today we're going to walk you through step by step building out your operational cost analysis. The operational cost analysis is vitally important. It's important because it establishes a baseline against which all future changes to your blast machine or your blast process are going to be gauged. Many of the values that we're about to enter are going to be used in calculations on other reports. And because of that, you've got to complete an operational cost analysis before any of the other report icons even become active. And before beginning an operational cost analysis, have a sit down with your operations managers, your purchasing managers, as we're going to be looking at production metrics, things like blast hours, abrasive costs, wheel parts cost, etc. So let's get started. As you guys know by now, white icons mean these are things that we're going to accomplish in the future. Green icons mean that these are things that we've already accomplished. Operational cost is in white, so let's click there. And once we click there, the very first thing that it's going to ask us for is to give this report a name. And this is really important. Give your reports names, kind of follow some type of schematic, your own schematic. I can share with you what I do, but the whole concept is that eventually you're going to have a whole long laundry list of reports. Wouldn't it be cool if you could look at that list and automatically, at a glance, know which report you were about to click on, who did that report, and when? It's going to be vitally important for you and for the people who receive the reports. They're going to know at a glance which report they just received. So here's the convention that I follow. Take operational cost analysis, OCA, put in the name of the person that's actually producing this report, Stan, and give it today's date, 02/13/19. Okay, so this is the format that I follow. At a glance, I'm going to know in the future that this is an operational cost analysis. It's a report that I did, and it was done on February 13th, 2019. The next thing that they were going to ask for are the machine blast hours. It's so important that you enter your machine blast hours, and this is going to be a common theme for all the reports that you see in Blast Guru. Everything is tied to a blast hour. The blast hours of the machine, if you really want to have a true measure of your costs, this is the very best metric. We're going to say, just for argument's sake, that this is 17,500 hours on this machine. Click Next. And then it's going to start asking you particulars about your machine. Operational hours per day. How many hours per day is this machine running? We'll say that it's 12 hours a day. Estimated blast hours per day. It's 12 hours a day running, but only 6 of those hours are actually blasting. Estimated blast days per week. We're going to say that this particular machine is running 5 days a week. Blast hours per year, blast weeks per year, sorry. We're going to say that it's running 48 weeks a year. The estimated operator labor rate, we're going to say that that's currently $35. Number of operators for this machine per day. We've got one operator that runs this machine. Unplanned maintenance. This is really important. Talk to your maintenance people and your operator and say, hey, what's causing problems for you on this machine? And is there any significant downtime related to those problems? You're going to find out probably that there's 1 hour a day where something crops up that was unforeseen. So put in 1 hour in this instance. Planned maintenance. Planned maintenance is different. This is going to be time that your operator or your maintenance staff have planned to have some downtime for preliminary checks to make sure that that machine is working properly. And guys, it goes without saying, always lock it out. Tag it out. Man, the very life you save is probably going to be your own. Planned maintenance hours per day, we're going to say that there's one of those as well. Estimated maintenance labor rate. We're going to put that at $42. Annual outside contract labor. We're going to put that at $1,200 per year. Hit next. All right, the abrasive brand that you've got in that machine, we're going to say that this machine is currently using Irvin. The abrasive distributor, just for grins, we're going to say that we buy ours from BCI. The abrasive base cost, we're going to say that that's at $375. The current scrap steel charge, we'll say is $530. We'll say that freight is $45. Disposal, well, heck, we'll leave that at 0. We're leaving it at 0 because they're using the waste as counterweights. Notice this green number here. We've already done the calculations for you, and this green number was derived from the entries that you made back when you were profiling your machine. The numbers you have entered so far in this report also come into effect. But as we're talking to purchasing, we find out from purchasing that 5 tons per month is being added to this machine. Click Next. All right, now it's asking about parts brand. For this particular machine, the wheels come from BCT. It's a Pangborn machine. Oop, let me spell that correctly. Pangborn machine. Our parts distributor, again, we'll just for grins say BCI. Wheel parts total cost annually. We're going to say that for the wheel parts, we spend $12,000 a year. For material handling cost, we're going to say $5,000 per year. For cabinet costs, we're going to say $25,000. And again, you want to ask your purchasing manager, you want to ask your maintenance manager and the operation guys, hey, what work has been done on this machine to create this? We're going to create this working history. You also need to review it on a monthly basis and average it out for an annual cost. By the end of the year, I guarantee you're going to have a better understanding of what your actual costs were for this machine. Reclaim costs. This is going to be things like hanger bearings, buckets, lower screws, elevator belts, upper screws, abrasive control valves, blow-off components, etc. We're going to put $12,000 here. And on your dust collector, we're going to assume that you've done 1 filter change out for the year. So we're going to put $3,500 and hit Next. All right, wheel total horsepower. Guys, this came in from your machine profile that you filled out earlier. In our instance, we had 2 lower screws at 5 horsepower. We had an elevator at 7.5. We had an upper screw at 7.5. And we had horsepower for the blow-off components. All of that stuff totaled up to be 50 horsepower. Material handling horsepower, we're going to say 15. Your dust collector takes 30 horsepower. And the current price per kilowatt, we're going to say is 8 cents per kilowatt hour. Hit Next. We then give you a summary. We've summarized all the things that you've just entered in there, and it comes up with this really cool number here at the bottom, $258,574.50. That's what it costs to run this machine annually. Please click Next. We even give you on every single report through Blast Guru the opportunity to upload up to 4 different images. And guys, these images are really impactful. It's one thing to receive a report with a bunch of text and a bunch of data on it, but it kind of drives home a point if you can include a photo about something specific that affected, in this instance, costs of the machine. So we give you 4 of those opportunities. Basically, all you do is click here in this white box. It's going to allow you to browse your machine, find a photo, browse your phone, find a photo. It'll take that photo and stick it right there in that box. You can do it up to 4 times. Hit Next. We also allow you to capture operational cost notes. It'd be really cool if you could go in there and you could say, hey, I know that this particular entry seems out of whack, but, and fill in an explanation. Hit continue. The last thing that you do on every single report is send it out to the people who need to have this information. One of the very best things about Blast Guru is you can share information up and down the work chart. Remember, when you click on this drop down, you're going to have a whole long laundry list eventually of reports. In this instance, I've got a report called OCA Stan 021319. At a glance, I know that this is an operational cost analysis report, that I did it, and it was done on February 13th, 2019. I'm going to select that report. Blast Guru automatically inserts your email address into the very first slot, but we give you 2 more slots so that you can send it to so-and-so and so-and-so. Put their email address in there, hit send report. Report was successfully sent, press OK, and voila! Those 2 people and yourself have just received that report. When you click on Reports Home, you are back where you started, and lo and behold, operational cost is turned green, meaning that you've completed that. The other 6 reports on this page are now available for you to run. So let's get started.